A wedding at Gibsons would be a beautiful event. Small towns are charming and frequently host small parties. In Season 2 Episode 2 of Murder in a Small Town, that kind of wedding never happened. We were thrown into a nasty family conflict that turned into violent murder accusations in place of romance. With Blood Wedding, the show shifted its structure, spending a few minutes establishing the characters and their conflict before revealing the murder scene. We had to find out about the problems between the Tait and Connolly families, even though I usually like to get right to the crime. Two families were destroyed by a 100-year-old feud. One of my favorite classic plays is Romeo and Juliet, and it was intriguing to see that family conflict portrayed in a contemporary setting. It was hard to imagine that John Tait and Sylvia Connolly met and fell in love because the Taits and Connollys had been at battle for so long. Griff Connolly, played by William Martin, and Jocelyn Tait, Cameron Manheim, have different memories of the tense past, but she still holds him accountable for killing her husband 6 years prior. In honor of his mother, you would think her son would have chosen a more suitable date for the wedding rather than the anniversary of his father's passing. The party has only just started. Every rehearsal dinner has an inebriated relative, but they usually don't share all the personal problems in a single toast. After giving a harsh toast, Jacob, Sylvia's brother, got into a physical brawl and was arrested. She was the only relative for whom I truly felt sorry, particularly after her father, Griff, passed away. As accusations started to flow, Carl and his group found themselves entangled in a web of lies and secrets. In her portrayal of Jocelyn Tait, Cameron Manheim was outstanding and empathetic. She had to deal with this familial conflict. Griff blamed her husband for their loss of everything and his spiraling downward, despite the fact that she didn't threaten him. He might as well have fired the shot, in a sense. She probably didn't want Griff dead, but she wouldn't have killed Sylvia. In order for her son and Sylvia to live freely free from all the animosity and bitterness, Jocelyn, who loved Sylvia, wanted this pointless conflict to cease. The murderer wasn't who you thought they would be. I can identify the criminal in a lot of Murder in a Small Town episodes. Due to his tardy arrival at the rehearsal dinner and lack of a strong alibi, the groom appeared suspicious. Since the Buckholtzes had operated the resort alongside Griff Connolly and had known him for years, no one at first suspected them. Although I still believe it was hard to believe that Leland Buckholtz would kill Griff while he was in a wheelchair, a man will stop at nothing to maintain his honor. Just like he had stolen everything from the Taits years before, Griff attempted to steal the resort from the Buckholtzes. Instead, Leland Buckholtz killed Griff Co. Do not misunderstand me. Although I adore Carl and Cassandra and am eager to watch their love develop, I would also like to know more about Cassandra's family and job. Something about Cassandra's history with Mayor Holman seems to bring out her feistiness, and I'm all for that. Although it might not have been a good idea to criticize the previous council, Cassandra thought that uniting as a community essential was more significant than a few pennies saved. She was personally involved in the creation of the Arts Center and community projects. She went back home because she had faith in Gibsons. Her mother wasn't the only reason, and based on her hints regarding Cassandra's mother, I have a suspicion that the mayor is more familiar with the Lee family than we are. With these seeds sown, I can't wait to find out more. Carl, Cassandra, and his girls were a work in progress. Even though I adore Carl, he still struggled to manage his work and family obligations. He was used to the fact that it was just Holly, Cassandra, and him. Although it took a while, Cassandra and Holly became close friends, and Holly eventually came to accept their relationship. Since Carl hadn't seen Steph in months, he figured she was settled in and would be okay with having dinner with Cassandra. Although I still believe that Steph's response was exaggerated, I can see her belief that Cassandra had taken her place in the family because we saw this with Holly in Murder in a Small Town Season 1. Steph's suggestion that Carl should apologize to Cassandra for skipping the town hall meeting was funny. Let's be honest. It will always be difficult for Carl and Cassandra to reconcile their divergent priorities. But at last, Cassandra felt included in the family when she noticed his daughters supporting her despite his inability to attend. Additional thoughts on Murder in a Small Town. I'm happy that they kept discussing Sid's tale with his daughter. I anticipated that he would be concerned that Liza had inherited his sister Annie's alcoholism, and I hope they will carry on this conversation. Since Sid is a devoted father, I would like to see him engage with Liza. It was good to give Corporal Jackson more depth. She had a coffee date as a result of her oversharing, but I loved how anxious she was to contact the woman from the napkin and acknowledge it. She is the series' first LGBTQ character. The police department in Gibsons felt more integrated. Even the recently released The police department in Gibsons felt more integrated. Carl and even the new medical examiner appeared to have a better understanding of one another. This team appeals to me. Fans of television, it's your turn. How did you feel about Blood Wedding? Was it enjoyable to watch Cameron Manheim on television once more? Is Cassandra going to receive her Arts Center? Tell us in the comments section. Did you like this review of Murder in a Small Town? Please assist us. Leave a remark or spread